Good morning, guys. Good morning, guys. Good morning, guys. Good morning, everyone. My name is Bonos the Builder. I'm a certified life coach. Also a publisher. I'm also an entrepreneur. But most importantly, I'm just a person who loves people. I just love serving people. And as we always say, bring your paper and pen, and the marathon continues. Bring your paper and pen so that we can all build together, one brick at a time. Thank you so much again for taking time for watching our broadcast. This is our 13th broadcast. We've been live. That means we've been here for 13 full weeks. So we call that commitment. We've been committed for the last 13 weeks, and we've been doing this to make a difference and to build and to grow and make a difference to people's lives. So thank you so much for those who've been with us from day one up until this far. Thank you so much, guys, for sharing, for liking, for being part of the conversation. Well, today we want to talk about the commitment to build. We've been talking about different things. So we've been showing about different ingredients of how we can build things that we need to build. Some of us, we've got dreams. Some of us, we've got our goals that we want to achieve. Some of us, we've got obligations that we want to achieve. Some of us, we've set goals before ourselves, and we've got things that we want to achieve. And what we are simply sharing in this platform is simply we are simply sharing ideas how to build. We are simply sharing ideas on how to grow. We are simply sharing ideas how to build from where you are and to actually get where you need to get. So today I want us to do that and to help each other to grow and to build, even as we share about building. It's important. I believe that everyone is resourceful enough to build. Everyone has the potential to build. All of us, we've got a potential to build something that we want to get, because all of us, we've got goals. All of us have things that we want to achieve. And for a fact that you've got a goal, for a fact that you've got dreams, for a fact that you've got something that you want to achieve, it simply means that you've got something to build. So when we talk about building, we are talking about somebody who's got a goal that they want to achieve. When we talk about you building, we are simply saying you've got a goal. Let us help you how to get there. You've got a goal. Let us share how you must get there. Let us help you how to attain those things. So today is not different. We are talking about the commitment to build, that it takes commitment to build. Nothing just happens because you are a nice looking person or you can speak English very well, but all things happen because you are committed to those things. So it takes commitment to build. Nothing that you can build without commitment. So today we just want to share that for the few minutes that is left, so that we all understand what is it that we need to do in terms of going forward, in terms of attaining those goals and getting to the goals that we all desire. I just want to say this, that today's topic is commitment to build. What is commitment? Commitment is simply a dedication. When we say somebody is committed, we are simply saying somebody is dedicated to a cause. When we are dedicated to a cause, it simply means that you've got a goal and you want to achieve it, and we are doing things that are aligned towards those goals. You've got a goal and you want to achieve that. So we call you a dedicated person. We call you a person who's dedicated whenever you've got a goal that you want to achieve. We call you a committed person. So each and every time when you've got a task before you and you are dedicated to achieve the goal, we call you committed, right? So when we talk about committed people, we are talking about people who are dedicated to a cause. We are talking about people who are dedicated to the cause. So it's important for you to understand that in order for you to build anything, you need to stay dedicated. You need to be dedicated to achieve anything and everything that you have set before yourself. Nothing just happens because you are here, because you have planned and you have put your plan in place and things will just happen. Everything that needs to be built, it needs someone to be committed. And when we talk about commitment, we are talking about somebody who is dedicated to the cause, who is dedicated to the goal, so that that goal becomes fruitful, or that goal comes to pass. So when we talk about dedication, we are simply talking about somebody who's committed, right? Another example of a committed person, we talk about somebody who's engaged or who's obligated to a cause. When we say you are a committed person, we are saying you are a person who is fully engaged to the cause, and somebody who is fully obligated to the cause. It simply means that you are a person who's got a responsibility, and your responsibility is to see that goal being fulfilled. So when we talk about a committed person, we are talking about somebody who is fully engaged and somebody who is full obligated to see the goal coming to pass. So as a leader, if you are here, we are a leader, you need to be committed. And even when you choose people who will help you to build, you need to look at them and see if they've got this quality, because being committed is a quality. Being committed is a quality. When you have to choose people who are surrounding you, when you have to choose a circle of people, one thing that you must have people who are committed. We see this even and one of the greatest leaders, Jesus Christ, when he chose the 12 disciples, he looked at their committed. Some of them, they were businessmen, they were fishermen, they were doing things. And that gave him a reason to say, I choose Peter, I choose John. Why? Because they were committed people in their own lane. They were committed people in their own purposes. They were committed people in their own businesses. So even when you surround yourself, when you want to build forward, when you want to collaborate with people to build, you need to take or check this quality if they are committed people, right? So we said commitment is when somebody is dedicated to the cause, is when somebody is fully engaged to the cause. We've said is somebody who's fully obligated to the cause, right? So we all understand what commitment is. There are fundamentals then of commitment that I just want to share just for a few minutes. When you become committed, I can tell you now, you need to separate yourself from people. You cannot be committed and then you're always surrounded by people who are everywhere, anywhere, doing everything at the same time. But a committed person, you've got a goal, and your goal forces you. See, your goal gives you a diet. We need to understand that each and every time when you have a goal, your goal itself will give you a diet. You cannot eat like everybody else. You cannot talk like everybody else. You cannot be seen like anywhere. Why? Because your goal and you're committed, it has its own commitment, it has its own discipline, and it has its own diet. So it's important that whenever you've got a goal, whenever you've got an obligation, whenever you've got an engagement that you want to achieve, you've got to know the diet of your goal. You've got to know the diet of your obligation. You've got to know the diet of your commitment. You cannot just go with everyone. You cannot just be seen everywhere. In other words, you must separate yourself from the norm. You've got to separate from yourself from the people who are not doing what you are doing. It is important to do things with people who are committed to the same goal. Why? So that you don't get distracted. Most of us, we are committed, but because we are working with people who doesn't speak our same language, who doesn't believe in the things that we don't believe, we end up losing our commitment. So it's important to understand that as you have a goal, as you are building towards your goal, understand that your goal has a diet, and one of those diets, it is commitment. And another thing that I want us to understand is that your goals or your commitment will make you unpopular. Why? Because you will have to excuse yourself to certain things. You cannot be seen like everywhere, like I said. You cannot just go everywhere, like I said. Immediately when you do that, you become unpopular to people. When you say, I cannot come, you become unpopular to people. But your goal requires that. Why? Because when you are committed to an obligation, it has its own diet. And one of those diets is that you cannot just go anywhere because everyone is going. You cannot just say anything because everyone is saying those things. You cannot just try to be relevant whilst that thing is not relevant to your own goals. So commitment is going to make you unpopular. Commitment is going to make you to separate from the clergies, from the norm of your circle of people. Why? Because you need to be separated. Second thing, you're gonna be unpopular when you are committed. Right. The other thing then is that to commitment help. You see, when we are committed, you see, committed doesn't take any excuses. When you are committed to your cause, when you are committed to your goal, you cannot be a person of excuses. You cannot have excuses when you are committed. When you are committed, your commitment supersedes your feelings. It doesn't matter how you feel when you are committed. When you've got a commitment, you've got a goal, you've got an obligation, you've got an engagement, you do it when you don't even feel like it. You do it whenever even your feelings are not there. You do it whenever you don't even feel like doing it. Why? Because commitment requires you to supersede your feelings. There is nothing great that you're going to achieve. There is nothing great that you can build if you depend on your feelings. When you are committed, you cannot depend on your feelings. When you are committed or you are engaged and when you are obligated and when you've got a responsibility, you cannot depend on your feelings. Feelings aside, you've got a goal. You go on when you don't feel like it. You go on when there's no one who's cheering for you. You go on when there is no one who's clapping hands for you. You are going on when no one is saying you are doing good. Why? Because it's all about commitment. It's all about commitment. It's all about what the diet of your commitment requires. And one of those things is that you must do it when no one is clapping hands for you. You must do it when no one is telling you are doing good. You must do it when no one believes in what you are doing. So today we are talking about that it takes commitment to build. You need to be a person who understands that in order for you to build anything sustainable, anything great, anything wonderful, anything rememberable, you need to be a committed person. You need to be a person who supersedes their feelings in order to build. Right. There is no room for excuses, like I said. When you are committed, you can't have excuses. You can't say, today it's raining, I can't do it. No, today I don't feel like it, you can't do it. Every person that you admire, that you look up to, that you have seen them doing great things, that you have seen them building great things, they have done that out of their feelings. They had to reject their feelings. They had to ignore their feelings. Why? Because it takes commitment to do anything great on this earth. So today I just want to encourage us to say, anything that you want to build great, anything that you want to establish that needs to be great, you need to supersede your feelings. You cannot depend on your feelings to grow. You cannot depend on your feelings to build. You cannot depend on your feelings to do the obligations that you have committed to do. You cannot depend on your feelings to have an obligation and the responsibilities that you have. As a father, I cannot decide today I'm not a father because of how I feel. But my commitment says I'm a father, and I must father even when I don't feel like it. I always feel like a father. No, I don't. But there are times and there are things where I have to remind myself, why am I here? Why am I a father? Why am I doing business? Why am I doing what I'm doing it? And when I got reminded, I realized that I cannot depend on my feelings to get the response that I need, but I have to depend on what I've committed to when I started. I had a commitment when I started, and each and every time when you have a commitment when you start, the commitment keeps you beyond your feelings. What keeps you to build even when you don't feel like it, it is the commitment. What keeps you building when even no one is helping you, it is commitment. What keeps you going when no one is clapping hands for you, it is the commitment. What keeps you going when no one is cheering you on, it is the commitment that you made. What keeps you going, or what keeps you building when no one is telling you that you are doing good, it is the commitment that you make. So it is important for us to do that. It is important for us to understand that it takes commitment to build, not feelings. Most of us, we have an idea of what we want to do. We love what we want to do. We love the end product of what we do, but we are not committed. Most of us, we love the idea of doing what we need to do, but we are not committed. Because when you are committed, you're going to have opposition, and your commitment is going to be tested. Why? Because opposition is always there. When we are building, when we are doing something about your life, when we are establishing something great about your life, there will always be opposition, and opposition is there to test your commitment. So in anything that you are doing, whether you are running a business, whether you are running a family, whether you are running a church, anything that you are building, you're going to have opposition, and that opposition is only there to test your commitment. So without commitment, we can never build anything sustainable. Without commitment, we're never going to be able to build anything great. So go beyond your feelings. Be committed, because this is what you wanted to do. And if you start everything with the end in mind, nothing is going to stop you as you build. If you start everything with the end in mind, you've got to see what you want to build. You've got to see everything that you want to start to build finish in your head, so that you commit to it. So that you commit to it whenever we are clapping hands for you, whether we are cheering you on, whether we are tapping you on the shoulders, but you will do it. Why? Because you are a committed somebody. So today I just wanted to remind us that it takes commitment to build. It takes commitment to build. Forget about feelings. If you depend on your feelings, you're not going to be able to achieve anything. If you depend on how you feel, you're not going to be able to build anything. It's raining today where I am. I am here doing what I'm doing. I've got other engagements after this. I had to do it. Why? Because I am committed. I've promised myself that this is what I'm going to do. And I'm doing it whether people are here. I'm doing it whether people are clapping hands. I'm doing it whether people are commenting. I'm doing it whether people are liking it. Why? Because because it's a commitment that I've said to myself. It's a commitment that I set when I set the goals of why I'm doing what I'm doing. So it's important for you to be able to be committed. But before you build anything great, be committed. Be committed not only to the idea, but be committed to the work that needs to be done so that you are able to achieve anything that you want to do. You see, sometimes we talk too much. Some of us, we talk too much. There are things that we say. There are things that we say, but we don't do. Time for talking is over. Let's put our hands into the work. Let us work. Let us be committed. Be committed when people who you started the thing with, they are no longer there. Be committed. If you have seen the vision, if you have seen the dream, if you believe in it, stay committed and stay building, and you'll see everything will come to pass. My name is Bondoza the Builder. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Today we were talking about commitment to build. Stay commitment. Look beyond your feelings. Don't depend on your feelings, because if you can depend on your feelings, there is nothing great that you can build if you depend on your feelings. But look beyond your feelings, because building must supersede our feelings. Commitment must supersede our feelings. Thank you so much, guys, for building with me. Thank you, guys, for being here. We are building one brick at a time. We are building whether it's raining. We are building whether they are liking. We are building whether they are patting us on the back. We are building whether people are in or not. We are building when they oppose us. We are building. Why? Because we are committed to this thing. And if we have seen it, we're going to build it. If we believe in it, we're going to build it. Whatever that you believe in it, build it. Whenever that you believe in it, build it. Be committed, build it. Whenever they are there, build it. And you will see it is possible. It can be done. My name is Bondoza the Builder. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Do share the broadcast, or if you've got a question, please do ask. But thank you so much for watching. Please do share the broadcast and like and invite others next time. We will keep on building because we are committed to these things. Thank you so much, guys. My name is Bondoza the Builder, and I am building. Peace.